The rest of the day was spent in a boring lecture hall. There were presentations about student life, campus rules, and diversity training. Where she was seated, she couldn't see the terrorist though. She wasn't constantly dribbling anymore either. Pretending he wasn't there was her best bet if she wanted to win. Finally, they were dismissed. "I'm glad that's over," said Amy. "There are 2 more days of this," said Deborah. She looked over her orientation schedule. "I wonder why they need 3 days or orientation. Worthless lectures about anorexia, racism, and acceptance," said Amy. "Well, the rest of the time will be with our advisors and team building exercises and stuff," Deborah said. "Although your creepy, thin friend must not need the anorexia lecture," said Amy. She was nibbling on stuff from her lunch bag all day. "She's probably bulimic." "She's a vegan," said Deborah. "She must eat a lot, but nothing of substance." "Well, speaking of food, they led us to the cafeteria," said Amy. As soon as they returned to the Stevenson complex, they were led into the cafeteria. Deborah and Amy heaped their trays full of food. Today they were serving chicken and jello. "I don't think those 2 foods go together." "I don't care," said Deborah. She set her tray on the table and picked up a drumstick and started to eat it. "It's good enough." Flower came by and set her tray on the table. She only had jello on her tray. "I can't believe you 2 are eating that much chicken. You know they live their entire lives in tiny cages and they can't turn around." Amy took a bit of her chicken breast and swallowed. "Not true. They'll live some of their lives in my stomach." "So you are going to fill up on just jello?" asked Deborah. "Yes," answered Flower. "I don't eat food from animals or animal products. Jello is made from fruit." She spooned a bite of jello into her mouth. "Hate to break it to you," said Amy, in between bites of chicken. "Actually, I am happy to break it to you. Jello is made from the bones and skins of hogs. The only fruit in it is from the artificial flavoring." "It is not," said Flower. She took a tentative bite of her food. "That's not nice," said Deborah. "She hardly gets enough food as it is." "I'm sorry I tried to trick you," said Amy. She smiled. Deborah tried unsuccessfully to forget that Amy's fingers were crossed. She was glad she loved meat. She ate fried chicken until she was full. She lost her appetite for jello. "You going to eat that?" asked Amy as she pointed to her jello. "No," said Deborah. She scooped up Deborah's jello and ate it. "Sorry, but I am a hungry girl." Flower finished her food about the same time. "A vegetarian diet really is healthier," she said. "I can't," said Amy. "My Korean heritage requires me to eat meat, especially your cat or dog." Flower got up and walked away quickly. "You don't really?" asked Deborah. "Of course not, I was just messing with her," Amy answered. "I'm born and raised in Seattle. I grew up on salmon fillets, seafood, and Starbucks coffee." Deborah giggled. "Just don't scare the poor girl away. I need to find out something from her first." "Okay, I have another confession to make," said Amy. "What's that?" "I don't have a Korean heritage. My great-grandfather came to Seattle from China." Deborah giggled again. She looked around and Flower was nowhere in sight.